Resistance training, July 7th. All right. It's been a while since I made some videos. We had the holiday, a lot of stuff going on. So today I would like to discuss the topic of selling your soul to the devil for gain. All right. Mr. Scratch. All right. We all know who Mr. Scratch is. Look him up. All right. He's the dark side, the evil dark side. All right. The reason I'm bringing this topic up is in the physical culture that we are at this present day in 2025, and it's gone back even as far back as 10 years. It's been festering for quite a long time. And what I mean by that is it amazes me as you start going down this road how many actual influencers are actually on drugs. It's astonishing. You always want to believe in your heart that, yeah, there are naturals out there and they train naturally for health. All right. They want to be healthy. They train and lift resistance training, whatever it may be, for health reasons. Good BMI, blood pressure, all right, low body fat, or healthy body fat. See what I'm saying? And we've just gone so far away from that health conscious that we did this type of activity, this exercising, all the things we do to seek out health and wealth. You see what I'm saying? We've thrown it to the side, and Mr. Scratch comes along and says, you know what? You're a YouTube influencer. You don't want to go to work. Who likes to go to work and do the chug? All right. So what do? Mr. Scratch says, hey, sign on the dotted line and I will make you over 200,000 or 300,000 views, maybe 1 million. And you can buy your Lamborghini. You can buy your beautiful home. You can have all the girlies around you. See what I'm saying? Mr. Scratch will have you sign the contract. The only problem is when that contract is good for so long, and then he's going to come knocking and say, hey, I fulfilled my part of the deal. Now, I want your life. It's going to take you out. See what I'm saying? Think about that for a minute, that thing in your head. You're going to have a great life for a short time, and then you're going to get fucked in the end. You're going to sell your soul, basically, all right, for wealth and fame. Now, I know I'm being really melodramatic in the way I'm approaching you with this scenario, but really when you get right down to it, it's basically true. It amazes me how many people, again, I'll say it again, how many people are on anabolic steroids, TRT, in order to enhance their physical appearance, their physical strength, and they will give everything up in the world to seek that out. I ask myself, why? Why are they doing this? Well, that's what we're going to get into. First of all, I believe that the reason they do it is they're not understanding the reality of gaining muscle, all right, and looking good, because they listen to horseshit, bullshit programs that will never work. They'll train, and then they'll start making a little progress, and then they plateau, and nothing else happens. They're not understanding that they've reached the plateau because there's no more stimulus. See what I'm saying? It's called the newbie gains, and then they disappear. And when that happens, frustration sets in, and no matter how much they pound at it, nothing else takes place. It doesn't happen for them. So what do? They go to their local gym, get hooked up, and boom, they start seeing progress, and that initiates this big roller coaster that they go on, jeopardizing health, jeopardizing everything, relationships, job, you name it. Everything goes down the drain like a drug addict, okay? Now, I will say this. The lure is very, very tempting. I get it, all right? But if they would only step back and think and start to understand, what am I missing here? They're missing the proper programming. They're missing that they're chasing sarcoplasmic growth through these bodybuilding routines, all right? Oh, I don't care about strength. I just want hypertrophy. I want everything to swell up, all right? I want the look. That's where it's fucking them up, all right? You have to get stronger to get bigger. I don't care what anyone says, you know, you hear the saying, got to get stronger to get, you have to increase the weight that you're doing on a monthly, yearly basis. And you got to grind the big lifts. No one likes to do that, all right? And even the people that are natural, it's going to be slow, hard, tedious, and a long process, all right? And a lot of them will bulk up. They'll bulk and gain weight, and then they'll cut weight. And then when they cut the weight, they'll be the same they were as when before they bulked. It's this never-ending roller coaster of ups and downs and merry-go-rounds, all right? Because they're not understanding proper training. Now, you may say, who am I to talk? You know, I'm not no guru, but I'll tell you this. I'm damn near 70 here pretty soon, very shortly, all right? In just a few months. And I'm still here, and I'm training, and I'm cutting, and I don't feel beat up, broken, discouraged, all right, depressed, and freaking out on my program. I'm not in the gym 5-6 days a week. I don't walk and do cardio 7 days a week, night and day. I don't do any of that. Because those things will literally destroy you. You're going to wear yourself out. Okay? And I just heard a live stream the other day. I don't know. It was an old, because I go on YouTube and I hit YouTube in the morning with my coffee and see what the hell's going on. And I saw an old feed of Coach saying that he's on 500 milligrams a test. We all know who Coach is. There's two of them. One is a rich coach that drives Lamborghinis, and the other one lives in a garage. All right? So you kind of get the picture, right? So the one that lives in the garage is on 500 milligrams a test. I thought to myself, Jesus criminy, that's not no doctor's dose. That is a super pharmacological dose. And then you look the way you do. I mean, come on. There's a lot of things going on there. So they're going to jeopardize their health. They're going to do cardio night and day. All right? That's the biggest mistake you can do. It'll shrivel you up, eat you up, and spit you out. Okay? It's ridiculous. I mean, wake up here. All right? If you're on a regimen of 3 to 4 days a week lifting, that's all you should do. You shouldn't do any cardio. There's no need to do a shitload of cardio. Now, if you want to walk, I walk, that's fine. Walk for leisure. Walk to get out and see the world. You know, do a couple hours a week, walk around. There's nothing wrong with that. We're meant to walk. But to sit there and focus on cardio night and day and night, and then you're training on top of it and living every day to train, it's going to wear you out and it's going to spit you out. Now, I believe he's 48. Excuse me here. Excuse me. He's 48. All right. So to get my age, he's got to go 58, 68. He's got to go 24, 23 more years to get where I'm at. And I'm not bragging now. I could drop dead tomorrow. All right. There's nothing guaranteed. I'm not saying I'm a specimen of health. But what I am saying is you gotta follow. If you're gonna follow someone, follow somebody that has what you want, that has gotten there where you've been. Yeah, I mean where you want to be. You see what I'm saying? If you want to be like someone that you admire and aspire to be like that person, then by all means find someone that has gotten to that, went through that journey naturally, not on drugs, not taking a bunch of substances to get where you need to be. That's just a weakness because you can't cope. You cannot cope with trying things that didn't work for you. And the reason they didn't work for you is you didn't have an understanding of proper training. All right. First of all, let me tell you this. If you're an average bone person like me, I'm small. I'm 5'9.5". I got small wrists. I'm a small person. And today I weighed in at 160. I'm on a cut. And you know what? I am shrinking. My arms have gotten smaller from where I was at 175. It psychologically messes with you, but that has to happen. All right? To strip and get down to the weight to be ripped, I'm going to have to probably be more at like 153, 155. That's the reality. If you're going to strip every ounce of fat, have a six-pack, that's where you got to go. And it's painful. I'm going through a lot of pain right now. And you have to ask yourself, I had to reanalyze what I've been doing. And I too have strayed off that course listening to these bozos, because you know what? In your heart, you want to believe that they're natural and they may have some information that'll help you get there. All right. So I said, yeah, let's bulk up to 175. It was a mistake. All right. It was a mistake in many ways because now I got to strip that off. Well, how much muscle am I going to keep when I strip back down? I don't have no clue. Maybe a pound? Who knows? But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to get across to you, it's not worth it, because the methods that are being used to bulk and cut are people that are using drugs and have they don't have jobs. You know, they sit around on the beaches night and day, and their job is to go to the gym. I didn't have that opportunity. All right. And I think the majority of people out there don't have it. So your training's got to be very infrequent and short if you live a normal life like everybody else. So when you start getting into the minutia of watching all these influencers, I'm going to tell you, buddy, you're going to write a contract out with Mr. Scratch, because these people, they're out to make money. They're out to get views. They're out to grow their channel. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I wouldn't like to grow my channel. Of course, we all do. But what I'm trying to get across is that I'm not going to jeopardize my integrity and my moral beliefs, all right? And you got the coach spewing all the time, test life is the best life. What kind of a message is that from a trainer? I mean, think about it. If I had a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid who wants to train and get big and strong, and I'm going to send him to a coach that says, test life is the best life, I'm not going to send my kid to that bozo, because I don't want my kid involved in this bullshit culture. And then I want to point out something else. I am not a bodybuilder. All right? I want to get that perfectly clear. I am not a bodybuilder. Okay? I train in a different way. I'm not after pumps. I'm not pumping and getting sarcoplasmic. I train heavy infrequently, and then I do a lot of martial arts and kata. All right, and I do stretching. I stretch my body out every morning. I do basically calisthenics and karate stretching exercises. I want to be functional, quick, and fast on my feet. All right, and I don't want to overtrain the body. I don't want to put myself to a point where I'm all busted up. All right, being in a garage or a gym or wherever it may be night and day. All right, we gotta have a little bit of balance in our lives and be able to have other things in our lives besides that. I know if we have a passion, I have a passion for lifting, absolutely. But don't let that passion run away with you and take everything from you just because of that one passion. You got to have a governor. You got to have a thing in your head. We all love to lift. I love to lift. And when I train infrequently, when I get to the gym, I'm very, very excited to get there and lift because I'm not there all the time. See what I'm saying? There's no need to. I'm never going to be on a stage. I'm never going to compete. I'm never going to compete in any powerlifting. I'm not going to do any of those things. I want to be able to, if God willing, if I live to 80, 85, I want to be able to shit on a toilet and not having a nursemaid pull me up off the toilet. You follow what I'm saying? Or fucking be on a walker. That's all. Okay? And enjoy things that you love to do. Enjoy your music. I got my music. Enjoy people getting together, going to trips. All right? Enjoy that. For the 4th, I took off for 3 days, went to the coast, just hanging out, with people, having clam chowder and enjoying myself and having a good time. See what I'm saying? You can't be focused on this, oh, I gotta train, okay? And if you're not, and then you gotta put things in perspective. Look at your genetics, look at your tie-ins, your waist, how you look. Sometimes you're not going to have the genetics. No matter how damn hard you train, you're going to always look the way you look. There's people that look like barrels. There's people that look like rails. We're all different. So if you don't have the perfect genetics, you can train and take all the drugs you want, and you're never going to achieve that look that in your head you think you're going to get. All right? And as far as women and girls and having a good physique, sure, they will notice you, but that's superficial. Deep down inside, they don't really give a shit, really. When they like the novelty. Anyone likes to look at a freak. You see what I'm saying? But it's short-lived and it's gone. It's fleeting. So that doesn't do anything for you. So get things set right in your thinking, so that way you can progress and go to the next step. All right. My philosophy is abbreviated training, okay? Infrequent, lift heavy. What I mean by heavy, it's relative. Heavy is relative to whatever you lift. For me, I lift within the 3 to 6, 8 rep range at the most, and that's it. And I crank out 5 sets, and I ramp up, and then I'm done. All right?